It's back, baby! It's back!
So, like I said, bursting into this room, it's back. And if you've read the title, you know exactly what it is. It is Berserk. Berserk is going to be continuing on, and it is a series that many people would rightfully think that might not have continued. After all, Kentaro Miura died last year, and as a result, many people were not certain where it was going to continue. After all, I think in an interview that he did with a magazine in like a French magazine, I think I remember hearing about this, is that he stated at that point, I don't remember how many years it was, but at that point of the interview, the story was either 70 to 75% complete. Granted, at the time, no one knew how much longer that was going to be. It could have been 5 years, 20 years. Based off of the time that interview happened, it was probably going to be like 20 years. Because, you know, he took a while to release fucking chapters. But that being said, it was in the air, and for the longest time, we didn't actually know whether or not it was going to be coming in, you know, back into serialization, what was going to be, you know, happening, who was going to be taking the helm of that. Was it going to be his assistants, or were they going to find someone else to complete it? So it was very important that we, you know, got clarity, though I am happy that they did take as long as they did. I understand a lot of people were, you know, wondering and I don't know the exact word, like trepidatious about what the news was going to be. I mean, I was there. I was listening to Guts' theme on repeat for the last year. So it is sort of a situation where it was not 100% clear what it was going to, you know, transpire, what was going to be going forward. But I will say, we got the news, and at the recording of this video, it has been roughly almost a week since we got the news, and it has been great. And a little bit, I don't know the word, uneasy feeling. So, yeah. So, one thing, how I learned this news, I just want to put this out here. I woke up on, I think it was Monday. No, it was Tuesday morning, Monday night at around 3 a.m. And I couldn't fall back to sleep. There was noises coming outside my apartment. It was annoying. So looked at my phone, saw an article stating that, you know, it was going to continue, and I was not certain of whether or not it was a dream or not. Then, come in the morning when I was getting ready for work, I saw it and knew that it was not, in fact, a dream. Though it could all just be a dream and I'm still dreaming, or I could have died in my sleep, and this is heaven. Heaven fucking sucks then. But the main thing is that I, at the time, was excited, but also uneasy because I didn't know the full facts. And reading over the course of this week, I have slowly come to terms that I am fine with what they're going to be doing. And that is mainly the people that they're using to finish this, the care that they are putting into this, and the fact, like I said, the amount of time that it took them to decide this. And I hope to get through these points, and hopefully that people will accept it. I think based on what I've read online, a lot of people are accepting and knowing that what they're going to be doing, what they are trying to accomplish with this, is a very massive undertaking that I would not wish on anyone. Like, trying to pick up the reins from Kentaro Miura and his essentially magnum opus of Berserk is something that I don't think anyone is truly ever going to be prepared for, but I am confident in the people that are going to be doing this. So let's talk about that. So, onto the actual people that are going to be doing it. One, obviously, it's going to be his assistants. His assistants who have been working with him for a while, and the studio that he set up, Studio Gaga, I think is what it's called. And it is a sort of, very sweet sort of feeling when I hear that the people that he essentially raised up, who he gave a place for, and who he saw as people that would be able to make great art and great manga, he entrusted with, they entrusted him with their dreams, and he gave them a place to do that. So I am excited that the people that were most closest to him are going to be doing that. Speaking of the people that are going to be the most closest to him continuing, it was also revealed that the spearhead of this endeavor, which again is a massive undertaking and definitely requires a deft hand, which I do believe at this point, after reading online many articles and finding out more, is that I'm sorry if I butcher your name, Koji Mura, I think is how you pronounce his name. I am sorry if I fucked it up, is going to be the lead on this. And I did not know this mangaka until I started reading about him, and my god, apparently he is pretty good at what he does, and I would love to read more his work. That being said, the main thing is that unlike other people that are, helping out with this endeavor, he knew Mira for 40 years. These two have been close since middle school. It is not, I understand, underestimating the fact that this friendship has lasted this long. I personally only have a few people that I've known since I was before 6th grade, second grade, damn. There's, I have one friend that I've known for, at this point in my life, 20 years, and it's no understatement where, sure, I moved on from that friend, but we still keep in touch here and there. But these two were close. In fact, at many points, Mira had come to Koji at points to talk about, the different aspects and plot points of Berserk, to the point where he is the only person that Mira fucking told the ending to. And as a result, it makes me even more confident that he is going to, go out and do justice to the series. And he has even said so. The way, when I said that they are handling this well and in a very good manner, is the fact that, one, they're moving forward with the idea as this is what Mira would have wanted. And two, Koji has even stated that he is not going to try to not do anything that Mira didn't tell him about. He is not going to try and expound upon all of these different ideas that he thought Mira would have wanted, and instead is going to just go based off of memory, everything that Mira would have wanted in it. And it is something that I can't stress enough is kind of heartwarming, that he is trying his damnedest, and everyone that is going to be doing this is trying their damnedest to make it right. And in such a heartwarming feeling, and I just cannot stress enough how excited I am. But also, like I said, even now I am trepidatious about what is going to happen with this series, and it's crazy, though we will find out about it by June 24th of this month. It is crazy, and we're not getting one chapter, we're getting 2 chapters, so they've been busy, and I am happy about that. But again, I am trepidatious, and there's only one series that I know that has accomplished this in a sort of similar fashion, granted not with the amount of closeness between the successor to the series, and as such, I would like to talk about that for a little bit. So, the series that I'm talking about is The Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time was originally written by Robert Jordan and has a very long series, and it's somewhat funny every time I remember that he said that apparently it's going to be a trilogy. Apparently this man and I have different meanings of the word trilogy, because that book series eventually became 15 books. One being a prequel and 14 main numbered books. Unfortunately, Robert Jordan died before the completion of that. At that point, he had written the prequel and the 11 books up until that point. And unfortunately, if I remember correctly, he died of a heart condition. And that's just sad. And it was at points stated that Robert Jordan didn't want to have anyone complete the story. And as such, it was going to be, even as he drew closer, he was writing and trying to finish it. Though, eventually, his editor, who was also his wife, eventually convinced him, hey, you can't do that to your fans, the people that are entrusting you to put out to finish this story. You can't just be like, hey, no one can finish it. And eventually, within, I think, if I remember correctly, the last year of his life, that he decided, okay, I am going to allow you when I die to find someone to complete it. And as a result, when he died after grieving, Harriet, his wife, eventually went out and, started looking and he was essentially recommended to her because of a blog post that he'd written about Robert Jordan at his passing, and then also showing her his work, and that was Brandon Sanderson. And Brandon Sanderson eventually, was asked to, hey, do you want to, finish The Wheel of Time, which is a undertaking that I don't think anyone would really want to do, but he eventually agreed to it under the thought process of, if I do not do this and it turns out terribly, it is only myself to blame, because I knew that I could have finished it better. Because Brandon at points has stated that when The Wheel of Time was coming out, he read the books over and over again. Every time a new book came out, he would just reread the entire series and start from scratch, essentially. And yeah, he was pretty heavily into The Wheel of Time. So being able to, say, finish The Wheel of Time is something that I don't think many people would have thought about doing. That being said, he did, and when he got the notes and stuff, he then also realized that, one, Robert Jordan, when he said that, hey, I'm going to make a book so big that you'll need a forklift, realized, no, that's unfeasible. It's going to be 3 books. So, yeah, and it's slightly different than what Koji Mora and the assistants are going to be dealing with, because at that point he had written a good portion of different scenes and stuff, and it mostly just needed the connecting tissue. And also at that point he had written the final last battle, which is the culmination of the entire series of The Wheel of Time. So it was mostly along the lines of him just, making those scenes mesh and putting them together and being able to finish the story. That being said, I will say I didn't start listening to it. I don't have time nowadays to read a full-length novel, especially one as long as The Wheel of Time going on. So I will say this, I listened to them on Audible. So at that point, I had listened to most of Brandon Sanderson's books on Audible, and then also at that point I have listened to 12 books from Robert Jordan in this form of The Wheel of Time. So when book 12 started, it did feel different. It did feel weird. It kind of felt like a mesh between Robert Jordan's writing style with Brandon Sanderson's writing style. But, and I will say this for Berserk as well, I eventually got used to it to the point where I didn't feel like it was that strange. It felt jarring at first, but by the, first couple of chapters in book 12, it felt natural and I got over it. So that being said, maybe the last couple of, the last 6 chapters that they're going to be writing for this arc, the Fantasia Elf arc, Elf Island arc, I think that's what it is. Then they're going on to the new arc. It will be a little bit jarring to get, accustomed to it. I don't know how the art style is going to pan out, and I don't know. I think it's going to be pretty well, and I feel like it's going to be good because, these people have been working with Miura for many years, and Koji apparently, based off of what I look, his art style is pretty solid as well. So I don't think that it's going to drop in art quality. The storytelling within it might be a little bit weird at first, but I do believe that most people will be able to look past that to actually see the ending of this story. So I am happy. Quite literally, I am happy. Berserk is one of my favorite series, and I don't want to see it end. Though it was apparently, I have not read it. I have been hesitant to read the last chapters that Miura has put out, and not to mention it will be coming out in November in the States, so I haven't looked online about anything. I have tried not to find anything, so I feel like I'm going to maybe cry when I read that, but also it might be tempered by the fact that we're going to be getting more. So it is something that I am happy about, but also hesitant. Quite literally, Berserk is my favorite manga series of all time. I don't know if you can tell based off of the ink in my skin. So I am happy, but I am trepidatious about it. But I do believe that these people that are taking up the reins from Miura will be able to deliver on a product and a story that is quite solid and is, in all words, going to be difficult to continue, but needs to be finished in a way that isn't in the middle. It needs to have these characters' stories truly see an ending, and not one that you feel is melancholic, but one that you actually feel in your bones is a true ending. And maybe it won't be exactly as Miura thought it might end, but it is something that I am excited to see for. So this has been a more emotional video than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. I hope you all read Berserk. It is a great story. It is, no matter how dark it is a story of hope that whenever I read it or think about it, I just feel hope about life and trying to get past the struggles in it. So that is it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more of this bearded face, hit that subscribe button. I want to know your thoughts down in the comments, whether you're happy, sad, excited, the weird mixture of feelings that I'm feeling. I am 100% willing to hear you out. So that's it. Go read Berserk. Bye.